I hope it's better. Maybe I am not speaking as well as usual. So again, TikTok audience, I appreciate you. You're great to have, but if you come on over to the Facebooks, that'd be nice. If you just come on over to Facebook and play along there. Thank you, Roger. Appreciate that. If you come on over to Facebook and play there, that would be much more appreciated. I recently had somebody reach out to me. Somebody caught me in the wilds and said they had made a comment on the Warno, the Friday Night Warno, and I didn't like their comment or respond to their comment. So I went back to view their comment, and here's what you may or may not know. Facebook has a very short life on live things. It'll give you a few days on live, and then it will turn them off. It will delete them. So you have to grab them off of Facebook. You got to convert them into a product, and you got to upload them onto Facebook. And when I do that for most of the shows, with the exception of the supplemental, I pull them in close and chop them to 9/16 or 16:9 or whatever it is, so that I could upload them to TikTok and Instagram. I do that. Hey now, I see you there, baby. Put a mic on the TikTok tablet. Mr. Taney, stop telling me what to do. Anyway, when I chop it down and I post it up later to save it for all posterity, I can't see the comments that were made. So if you're going to make a comment, I'm going to try to capture the acknowledgement of any comments that you make live. And if I don't come back later and hit the like button, that's on me. All right, so we got Brian, we got Roger, we got James. We don't have Robert, which is one of our regular Sunday participants, but we got a good crowd here. A good enough crowd for us to get started. La 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 la. Here we go. Let's get started with your national days of the week. Starting with mañana, domani, tomorrow, Monday, August the 5th, it's National Waffle Day. Let go of my ego is what comes to mind. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles comes to mind. Any time, any place, chicken and waffles. I prefer, I know this is gonna surprise some of you, but I prefer waffles to pancakes. But my betrothed makes neither. She is not a pancake maker, and even when we owned a Belgian waffle maker, she wouldn't make the waffles. I sold the waffle maker. Is that also indecision day? I disagree that they're two separate things. They are the same thing in different form. Because if you take pancake batter and put it in a waffle maker, it makes a waffle. But if you take that same pancake batter and do not put it in a waffle maker, it's a pancake. So don't tell me they're two separate things. But out of the shape of pancake I prefer is a waffle. And did you know you can just you can add anything to a waffle. With a pancake, you're limited to syrups. But with a waffle, you can put anything on a waffle, to include chicken. So celebrate with me along together. Monday, August the 5th. I am so I am really arguing again. I type loudly with multiple explanation points. Tomorrow is not the 5th of August. If you are so smart, why do you constantly get this wrong? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Spelling correction. It does it to me week after week after week. It gives me the wrong. All right, that's great. So, yeah, forget everything I just said. No, I'll use it. I'll use it again because Tuesday, August the 5th, is a National Waffle Day. But I'm arguing with ChatGPT because, again, it gives me the wrong days. And I don't like when it gives me the wrong days because it makes me look stupid because I'm relying on AI, which you should not do. Tomorrow, Monday, August the 4th. Yes, we'll go with that. From the top, tomorrow, Monday, August the 4th, it's National Single Working Women's Day. They put it on the calendar that if you're a failure in relationships, but you have a job, we're going to celebrate you with Single Working Woman's Day. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to be called into HR, but I would love to go. Sorry. You know what? I'm going to focus on that camera so you can get the I'm not looking down the barrel look, okay? I'm looking at that camera, but I know it's this camera. I don't want to go to HR. And I think walking around asking women their relationship status is the fast ticket to HR. I don't want to do that. But I would love, if I knew all of the single women that I work with, I would love to go up to them and go, Happy Single Woman's Working Day. And give them flowers and, cards. Single Woman's Working Day. Wow. I see your comment, James. Right? By the way, let's finish that up. That's Monday, August the 4th. Single Woman's Working Day. Moving on, Mr. Taney, I left something on your podium. Did you get it? I just figured I'd ask. Okay, so we already know that August the 5th, which falls on a Tuesday, is a National Waffle Day. And I'll try to cut that up and use the comments I made earlier about National Waffle Day with Tuesday, August the 5th, National Waffle Day. One more time for good measure. I left it right next to your keyboard, sir. Tuesday, August the 5th, National Waffle Day. All right, that's it. I'll cut that up later. How successful I am? No lo so. Yo no say. That's a stupid day. That's a stupid day. We'll go with this. Wednesday, August the 6th, is National Fresh Breath Day. If you have an issue with halitosis, you should be a chronic gum chewer. Nothing says anything more about your hygiene than the freshness of your breath. And for the record, you got to get rather close to me for me to smell your breath. If I can smell your breath at a distance, you have severe halitosis. You should be walking around with a flask full of scope. But if for whatever reason the situation presents itself and you lean in over my shoulder and you say something and I can smell your breath, that's just halitosis. That's just bad breath. But you should never do that. If you don't do this, I have the breath of an angel. No one has ever complained about the smell of my breath. Do you know why? Because I frequently brush my teeth. I maintain the oral. I take care of my teeth, which in turn takes care of my breath. And I chew gum. I'm laughing to Brian's comment. We all know somebody with real bad breath. We all do. In Sicily, as part of our indoctrination, we would always send people to the barber, but we would tell them to ask for Matteo. And Matteo, who was a skilled barber, he Maron. He had the breath of death, man. Cigarettes and cappuccinos and poor dental hygiene make for a funky environment. And whereas, normally you don't smell somebody's breath unless they're in close proximity, when he would cut your hair, he was notorious for going on the blades right in your face. It's a once in a lifetime experience, because once you got your hair cut by Matteo, you never ask for Matteo again. And if you're in a hurry and you had to get Matteo to cut your hair, always offer him a piece of gum. And he would always accept it. But man, when I think about August the 6th, National Fresh Breath Day, I think of Matteo. All right, moving on. Thursday, moving on. Oh, what? Interesting. We could talk about that. Thursday, August the 7th, is National Purple Heart Day. Purple Heart, many of you do not know, is got to catch a plane off to San Antonio. Okay, brother, be safe. No, yeah, I'm thinking about you. Miss you. Bye. LUNSB. From the top. Thursday, August the 7th, National Purple Heart Day. For those of you who don't know, Purple Heart, the oldest medal in the United States military. First issued by George Washington, issued to people who are injured in combat. Also issued to fraudsters who claim injuries from combat. There is a particular politician that I can think of who has 4 Purple Hearts. Never spent a day in the hospital. Not a single day in the hospital, and he had 4 Purple Hearts. The first person I ever met with a Purple Heart, his name was Gunnar Eck, E-C-K. I saw him in his khakis one day, and I said, "Oh, damn." Yeah, I saw the award, and I saw that he had 4 of them. I was like, "Oh, damn, Gunnar, I didn't know you had 4 Purple Hearts." And he said words that I will never forget. Them there, those ain't nothing but enemy marksmanship ribbons. I've never forgotten that. There are a few words someone speaks to me I've never forgotten, but Gunnar Eck telling me that his 4 Purple Hearts were enemy marksmanship ribbons will stay with me forever. When I first read today's date, or that day, is Thursday, August the 7th, National Purple, I almost stopped it right there. Because as you know, we don't wear purple on Thursdays. Because Prince died on a Thursday. True story. Moving on. This could be fun. Moving on to Friday, August the 8th. It's National Sneak Some Zucchini Onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day. Why would you do that? First of all, it feels like you're wasting a perfectly good zucchini. But unless they have cats, it's Prince Goodball, unless they have cats leaving random zucchinis on people's porches, to include your neighbors, it's just weird. But I remember recently seeing a random rooted vegetable of enormous size on one of my female coworkers' desk. And although we said nothing specific to what could be done with a giant zucchini-like vegetable on my female coworker's desk, we said everything we needed to say with our eyes. Like, I'm going to look down the barrel on this one, like, and she would respond like, and I would respond with, and for those listening on audio only, all of that seems weird. But Friday, August the 8th, I don't care whether it's a neighbor or a coworker, but try to sneak some zucchini into someone's life respectfully. I do. Hello, Georgia, Regina Country Poison Tiller. Hey, brother, the sound on the side keeps cutting in and out. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. J. I'm sorry, anybody that's watching on TikTok. I don't know why. Come to Facebook. I'm not even trying to fight that anymore. You better not put a pickle in my mudroom, Mr. Taney. Saturday, August 9th. It's National Rice Pudding Day. Earlier, we talked about the difference between waffles and pancakes. Now we'll talk about the difference between rice pudding and tapioca. I could be wrong, but I don't think there is a difference. I think they are the same thing with a different name. I like rice pudding, but I also enjoy a delicious tapioca. And on Saturday, August the 9th, I will be sure to consume one of the two. Whether it's tapioca or whether it's rice, I will eat them while thinking of you next Saturday, August the 9th. And finally, Sunday, August the 10th. It's National Spoil Your Dog Day. Zeus, come. No, he's not going to come. Because I spoil him, and he doesn't have to come when I call him. I mean, I like it when he does, but he doesn't have to. Zeus, come. It would be great because, you know, I had to have him here and to show you how I spoil him is, you know, we can never give back to a dog the amount of love that they have for us. It's impossible. But we try, and we try by spoiling them. You should spoil your dog. I believe spoiling your dog is more important than spoiling your children. I don't think you should spoil your children. They should learn life's lessons the hard way that will make them better adults. But a puppy is going to be a puppy. And he's going to be a dog, and you're just going to love up on the dog. You're going to enjoy your dog and spoil your dog because he ain't got to get a job. He doesn't have to work. He doesn't have responsibilities. The only thing your dog does is give you love. Maybe some protection. That's an option, depending on what kind of dog you have. But the main thing they're supposed to do is demand cuddles and demand pets. And occasional kisses. That's a strange thing that he'll do to me. He'll just walk up and lick me. Yeah, just letting you know you're there, puppy. Come on, man, that's gross. But deep down inside, in places you don't talk about at parties, I'm like, it's so cool. It's so cool. He just gave me a kiss with a big old tongue lick. Sunday, August the 10th. National Spoil Your Dog Day. Taking a sip of the aqua before we go on. All right, for those of you who did not get in early on this, I've been talking about animals are us, with a hyphen in between R and us.org. That is a $15,000 cash raffle. First prize, $15,000. Second prize, $5,000. Third prize, $3,500. And if you would have bought your tickets before August the 1st, there was the opportunity to win another $1,000 in the early bird special. The drawing is going to be at Snappers on the Pike on October the 8th. Need not be present to win, and you can still buy your tickets there. And the only reason is because I'm donating money to causes I care about. Animal rescue causes in and around the greater Harrisburg metropolitan area. I'm donating money to them with the possibility of winning it all back and then some. So that inspired me to tell you about it, to promote it. And one of the many, many charities that they support is Speranza Animal Rescue. We want to support them as much as possible. One of the charities they do not support is Rhoda's Animal Welfare League, or RAWL, for those of you watching from Rhoda. Yeah, you gotta do your own fundraisers in Rhoda because, unfortunately, Animals Are Us does not support them. Maybe I can get them to do. Maybe I could ask them to add Rhoda in. If I keep doing free promotions for your raffles, can you throw a bone to Rhoda Animal Welfare Rescue, RAWL in Rhoda, Spain? We'll see. Maybe there's something to be done there. But I will tell you this: you can go on Amazon and look up like gift registries, and RAWL is there, and you, without the help of any other people. No co-hosting. Somebody wanted to co-host with me, and I think that's hilarious. All right, so animals-r, the letter R, us.org. Tickets are $25 a piece, or you can get 5 for $100. I bought several. Incrementally, I bought them so I would have a different set of numbers along the way. So, ODB likes it raw. One of my favorite viewers, without a doubt. Okay, and that is your comedy, community, charity note of the week. Moving on to the fan favorite portion of the show. It is time for This Week in History, trivia style. 7 questions. Son of a bit. Sorry. Please provide multiple choice answers for these questions. Yeah, do not worry about AI taking over the world, because it can't. It's just a failure on all parts. I had to go back and say, don't give me the answers. I had to go back and say, give me multiple choice answers. I had to go back and tell them that tomorrow is not August the whatever. So, yeah, here we go. This Week in History, trivia style. Question number 1. And again, the goal here is to go 7 for 7. I want you to get all 7 correct. I want to get all 7 correct because when you do it, man, it's a great way to start your Sunday. It makes you happy and excited. Are we ready? Are we ready? Let's do this. Question number 1. July 27th, 1953. The Korean Armistice Agreement was signed, effectively ending combat in which conflict? I say, give me questions about the previous week in history. I say, make them of a medium level. I say, give me multiple choice answers. And I say, do not tell me the answer until at the end. Yes, Roger pops in correctly with the Korean conflict, as I'm sure everyone playing along today will say, because the question says, the Korean Armistice Agreement ended what war? Oh my goodness. What could it possibly be? Maybe it was the war in the Congo? No, that wouldn't be the Korean Armistice Agreement, would it? Here are your multiple choice answers. World War II, obviously, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, or the Gulf War. Roger has correctly answered the Korean War before the Korean conflict, he calls it. I am a Korean War veteran. I know I don't look that old, but technically the Korean War is not over. What is the robot war of 2035? Not the correct answer, but points for making me laugh. Question number 2. Let's see how stupid this one is. What constitutional amendment was adopted granting citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the United States? What constitutional amendment was adopted granting citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the United States? Hello, Jessica. I'm glad to see you. You got it right. Mr. Taney got it right. Mr. LeKire got it right. Everybody's doing great today. Nothing over on the TikToks, and that's okay. Oh, look, there's a muted thing there at the top. If I were to unmute that, maybe, I don't know. Got a lot of complaints on TikTok about not being able to hear me, so I switched something over there. Here are your multiple choice answers. Was it the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, or the 19th Amendment? Well, I don't know. Roger pops in immediately with the 14th. I feel a little confident there. I am going to give you my rationale. When writing multiple choice question answers, the hardest part to do is to get the incorrect answers. So immediately I get rid of the 13th and I get rid of the 19th, which gives me the 14th and the 15th. Out of the 14th and the 15th, those are correctly enumerated as the Reconstructionist or the Reconstructionist amendments. So you had the original 10, and then we had the Civil War, and then they started coming along. Jessica's going with 15. James is going with 19. If I am correct, the 19th is about women's suffrage. So I don't think you're right there, Mr. Taney, but that's okay. You made your answer. Your rationale failed last week. True story. And I think it might fail again this week. I think that national citizenship is addressed in the 13th Amendment. I could be wrong. I may be wrong. Was 19th women's voting rights, though? 19. If you're going to be wrong strong. He's going with 19. Jessica's going with 15. Roger's going with 14. And I'm going with 13. One of us will get it right. July 29th, 1981, Prince Charles married. I don't like it when you change answers, but you're keeping your own score. So you should get, if 15 is correct, you should get half a point. You should not get a full point because you changed your answers. Who did Prince Charles marry on July 29th, 1981? I don't know if we really need to. Again, I ask AI to make these medium challenges. Roger pops in with Diana. Extra point if you can remember her maiden name. See, oh yeah, it is one of the options. So if I gave you the options, you would know the middle name. Camilla Parker Bowles, which I think is hilarious, because that's who he's married to now, and who he said he would never make queen, but he did make her a queen. And if you remember, when they released their text between each other, Charles is a dirty birdie, baby. But he's the king. Gold save the king. James is going with Diana. Roger's going with Diana. Jessica is not answered. Meghan Markle is also annotated. Queen Elizabeth II is also annotated. Very funny answers. We all agree it was Lady Diana Spencer, in case you didn't remember her maiden name. Question number 4, July 30th, 1965. What major U.S. healthcare law was signed into effect by President Lyndon Baines Johnson? It's July 30th, 1965. It's a major healthcare law, and it's signed in by one of the most racist presidents we ever had. That's not... Meghan Markle's family is from Perry County. Is that a joke or is that true? Because that's hilarious. People make fun of Perry County because they're a bunch of rednecks, and she's a dark-colored redneck. What major U.S. healthcare law was signed into effect by President Lyndon Baines Johnson? Was it the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare? Was it the Social Security Act? Was it the Medicare and Medicaid Act? Or was it the Health for All Act? I believe that I will wait for you to answer. Lyndon Johnson, U.S. major health care law signed into effect July 30th, 1965. Was it the Affordable Care Act, the Social Security Act, Medicare and Medicaid Act, or Health for All Act? Roger pops in with Medicaid. James pops in with Medicare. Both are correct. Medicaid and Medicare. Jessica, late to respond. There she is with Medicare. I agree. The answer, C, Medicaid and Medicare Act. July 30th, all the way back to 1790, what was issued to Samuel Hopkins, marking the first of its kind in U.S. history? I don't even need to look at the multiple choice answers. I have my answer. It is locked in. Samuel Hopkins, 1790, was issued the first in the United States. What was it? Do you know? Here are your multiple choice options. Was it a postal license? Was it a patent? Was it a land grant? Or was it a military commission? Again, this is July 31st, 1790. And here are the options: a postal license, a patent, a land grant, or a military commission. My listeners, viewers, whatever you call yourselves, my family, my friends. James pops in with traffic ticket, to which you get half a point for making me laugh. That was funny. If you would have said a parking ticket, we would have known he was from Philly. Samuel Hopkins, he got the first of its kind in the United States. What was it? I agree with Mr. Taney's correct answer that it was a patent. The first person to get a patent in the United States. Bonus points if you know what he patented. Do you know? Land, question mark, says Jessica. Roger goes with patent. James goes with patent. Again, keep your own scores. I'm not holding you to account. Question number 6. August 1st, 1981. What revolutionary media channel launched, changing the music industry forever? But did it really? Did it really change the music industry forever, or did it change the music industry for like a small period of time? A patent for land grants. Give yourself a half a point. That's very funny. August 1st, 1981, what television channel started changing music industry forever? Roger pops in with the correct answer, MTV. Here are your options, in case you needed them. VH1, YouTube, MTV, or BET. What was the first song played on MTV? Bonus points. And when's the last time MTV played music? Because they don't play music anymore. It's all reality TV and Beavis and Butthead's back, and yeah. James with MTV, Roger with MTV, Jessica. Video killed the radio star is the correct answer for bonus points by Mr. Taney. Yeah, these questions were a little too easy this week. I think. I could be wrong. I could have gotten them all wrong. My patent sucks. That's funny. Again, bonus point, Roger, for making me laugh. Finally, question number 7. August the 2nd, 1990. You remember where you were on August 2nd, 1990? I sure do. What Middle Eastern country was invaded by Iraq, leading to the start of Gulf War I? Yeah, there was this thing that happened before we invaded Iraq, because Iraq invaded its neighbor. What neighbor was it? Here are your multiple choice options. Was it Iran? Iran so far away. Was it Jordan? Was it Kuwait? Or was it Saudi Arabia? Saudi. James pops in with Kuwait. It's Kuwait. Yeah, the questions were way too easy this week. Let's go ahead and say, give me the answers, please. Give me the answers, please. Stupid chat GPT. Roger pops in with Kuwait and throws in a little Kuwaiti flag. Oh, aren't you special? By the way, there's just something special about the picture of you and Daniela the other day. I loved it. It was just you sitting there. You had a great smile on your face, and she's behind you. She had a great smile on her face, and it was a wonderful photo. And good job. Good job. All right, here we go. I just figured you should know. And Jessica pops in with Kuwait. Here we go with the answers. Shoot. Korean War. Correct. 14th Amendment. That's what I wanted to choose, but I chose to be different. So 14th Amendment, correct? I'm sorry she's got a delay. Lady Diana Spencer was correct. Medicare and Medicaid Act was correct. A patent, MTV, and Kuwait, all correct. Yeah, the questions were just too easy this week. So if you didn't get at least 6, that's on you. That's it. That's the supplemental for this week. The next time you'll see me is for the Warno Friday night, where I will be pushing hard for those in the greater Harrisburg metropolitan area to come out to the Comedy Zone for the finales this Saturday of a Harrisburg's Hilarious competition. It's going to be a real good time, and I'm trying to pack the house. So think about that if you got nothing else better to do. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you are a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. And Chick Bruce sends her love. With that, LUNSB.